All right, the short-term bottom for Chainlink has fallen out, and I think that's something we need to talk about right now. Here we are looking at the daily chart for Chainlink, and you can see this fall from about 15.7 down to about 14.3. Let me set the stage on some of my previous videos, especially the video I made yesterday about Link, and let's see what has played out. What I was saying in the video yesterday, I think it was yesterday I made my last video on Chainlink, was that we had seen this fantastic rise in Chainlink, but that Chainlink had behaved differently from November, December, and January than other coins. And we can see this by the big rise we had in November. And then it kind of ranged a bit, made a slightly higher high in December and a slightly higher high in January. But that was different from a lot of the other coins, like, say, ADA. They had a big rise in November and then another big jump in December. Vet, big rise. Here's the November plateau, big jump in December. Solana was basically, here's this November, big rise in December. Well, Chainlink did not do that. It had its big rise in November, and then it really didn't go much higher in December. So I did note that that was different. And I did note yesterday that we were in this upward rising channel that most coins were not in. We were still seeing higher highs gradually and higher lows gradually, minus falling out of the bottom at the beginning of January, like many other coins and tokens did. But that we had gone back into this rising upward channel and seemed to be doing very nicely despite the Bitcoin fall that I had seen here. And this Bitcoin fall from the high of the ETF approvals back around, what was that? January 11th, where we hit 49, and then we started giving back these gains. Well, this fall was affecting a bunch of other coins and causing downtrends in them. Again, to go back to ADA, notice the downtrend and the downward pressure. Back to VET, the downtrend. Doge, the downtrend. DOT, the downtrend. You get my point. Matic, the downtrend. Well, Link wasn't doing that. It didn't have that downtrend. In fact, it was still grinding higher. My theory for the other coins were that we were eventually going to lose Bitcoin at this level right here, and we were going to start heading for 40,000, and that was going to cause these other downtrends to break or continue, which again, example after example, you can see. So that was correct. I do still think, obviously, we're going to hit 40,000 here. I've been waiting a few days on that, but I've been saying it for a few days as well, and we have broken today in Bitcoin. I do expect us to tag 40,000 soon. But there were two coins that were kind of behaving on their own and weren't always following Bitcoin, at least. One was Link. I have already pointed out the differences in Link and the other coins. We were actually in some kind of rising channel that looked like this, where all the other coins were down. Okay, so, and Solana was another. Let's look at Solana. Yeah, even Bitcoin got that one. It was also in its rising channel. It did have its downtrend here, like the other coins, but it had broken out yesterday about the time I made the video for Link. And my thought was, until Link and Solana prove me wrong, we've got to assume they're going to keep going up just because they are the unicorns right now. They were grinding higher upwards while all these coins were falling down. Well, Link and Solana neither could withstand the pressure of Bitcoin falling to 41,000 and below. Here's the fall today. And Link has taken a dive as well. In fact, it has fallen out of both of these channels. This small rising channel, which I wouldn't have put a lot of faith in the first place. It's the reason I didn't have it. But this rising channel had a little bit more going for it just because it had lasted since December, really November. So this upward channel had a lot more going for it, but it could not withstand Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is driving everything right now. There is really no doubt in my mind Bitcoin's going to hit 40,000. And over the next few days or weeks, I'm telling you, we may end up lower than 40,000. We could bounce here and give a kind of a last breath up, but I just feel like Bitcoin is going to fall into this range. It has fallen out of this upward channel. 40,000 is right ahead in the windshield. And the fact of the matter is, we've had this fantastic rise in Bitcoin and across crypto since October. And really, Bitcoin has been rising since December for a year. For 1 year, it's gone at this level right here. That's kind of the angle it's taken. And you just can't expect Bitcoin to continue that angle forever. It's got to rebase, retrace, correct, whatever terminology you want to call it. It just has to. It's had so much optimism, especially since October. With this nice run up toward the end of the year, with us getting the ETFs, the Bitcoin ETFs approved. There's been so much optimism in crypto and Bitcoin that you just have to assume it's going to give back some of its gains eventually, and eventually is right now. I think we'll hit 40,000. We may bounce up and come back down, but the people that are smarter than me in crypto are saying, look, this is probably where we're going to return over time and rebase as we settle in and try to make another run higher sometime in 2024. But even if you zoom out on Bitcoin, let's zoom out. Let's get some perspective. Even if we land right here between 34 and 38 and rebase, we still haven't visited the top. What was the highs back in July, the highs back in April, the highs back in May? There's no problems in Bitcoin unless we hit those highs again. What's that? 32,000? Okay. Now, I don't want to hit 34,000. Don't want to. I don't want to hit 32,000. But there's really no fear long term for Bitcoin until we hit 32,000 and start going churning back into these highs. And then last ditch effort would be 28, which we certainly don't want to hit. That would bring us down to about here. That's 24, 28. Yeah, the bottom of these ranges. And this trend line, that's a long way from now. Okay. Even if we do it, I'm not saying we will. I'm just saying, look. What I call quote unquote worst case scenario is if we go back down to 32, 34, is still a perfectly healthy market activity for us to give back some gains, bounce, and hopefully we can aim higher. Now, will we go that far down? I couldn't tell you. Some people that are smarter than me are saying yes. So it looks like we might. They're also the ones that were saying we were going to tag 40, and we're definitely doing that now. So back to Chainlink. Here we go. Back to Chainlink. I've got to assume we're going to hit this 13.36. When Bitcoin hits 40,000, I've got to assume we're going to hit this level of resistance. And then you remember those areas in Bitcoin that had kind of back in, well, let's just go to it. These areas in Bitcoin, right? Where we churned, that is equivalent to these areas in Chainlink where we churned back in October, around the last part of October. If we fall below 40,000 and into the 38s in Bitcoin, you've got to assume we'll start hitting the 11s in Link. Are we going to do that? I don't know. I can't look right now based on this one day and say that. I was pretty certain Bitcoin was going to hit 40, and I'm still obviously, I think it's going to. And Link seems like it is no longer a unicorn, but it is definitely going to follow Bitcoin down. We'll just have to see how Bitcoin behaves and watch Link together. I do think we're going to be hitting this 13.5 level pretty soon. I was hoping it would go ahead and grind higher, but man, Bitcoin runs the show right now. Bitcoin has really always run the show, but these big market cap coins where there's all these millions and billions of dollars running through them, they follow the master right now, and that's Bitcoin. We'll have to see what Bitcoin does in the near term. I see some hurt for Link. Long term, I'm still obviously bullish for crypto. I think 2024 is going to be a good year, but now we've got to put on our patience pants, y'all, and we've got to be patient. We've had nice moves in crypto the last few months. Everything's not going to go up. Nothing is going to go up all the time. We got to put on our patience pants and watch prices. It's going to give back some of these gains and hopefully rebase here soon. All right, that's my update on Chainlink. Keep visiting, and I'll keep you updated as we move forward. Y'all take care.